I'm going to demonstrate to paint this beautiful girl in the photograph in watercolor. First step, I'm going to start doing the tracing. I'm going to use a tracing paper, put it right on top of the photograph, and to make sure that the photograph is not moving against the tracing paper, I'm going to start using a small piece of tape. Tape it right here, and two corners will be good enough. But one more, just in case, I'll just tape it on top of maybe two pieces, one at the corner of the photograph, the other one on the other side, the other corner of the photograph. So both pieces is not going to move around. The reason I use the red ball pen because after I apply the pencil on the back, is if you use a pencil, it may be difficult to see the pencil on this side again. So I'm going to put the location of the important part. That's good enough. That's just the nose. And that's the highlight. And this is the mouth. Let me take a look. It's not that clear to me. Okay. Have it over here. But important is in this tracing step, you don't want to move the tracing paper. It's a good tool using tracing, even though in my personal painting practice I never using tracing paper, but this is a very good for students who doesn't have good drawing skill. So I trace this quickly like this. I mostly trace over the part that I'm going to leave it white. And those small thinner line, I'm going to use scratch to create. So I don't need to reserve the space to be white as I'm going. And little hand over here looks like, yeah, the hand actually finger, the hand start over here. And it's good. But making sure that when you trace over, you don't want to press too hard with the ball pen or pencil or crayon. And I try to use different color than the different colors of pen or ball pen or color pencil than the pencil, because when you play with the pencil, it would you're gonna see when I go to the next step. Now I'm already done tracing over this photograph. I'm going to take this photograph away, put it on the dry place. Now I'm going to making sure you say this is the front, and why don't you write here front? So it's never going to confuse herself which one is the front. Actually put it obvious because I used the red colors trace over here. The red color is the front. I'm going to flip it over to the back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a layer of pencil on this side. I used the 6B, and it was this very soft graphite pencil. I'm going to do it really quickly, as I promised. This is going to be a very quick demonstration. I'm going to just put it wherever the red line is, and you know what you're doing now is right actually behind, right on the back side, the other side of the red line. And you should put it on a more smoother surface when you do this. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put this on the side. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use the back supporting board. The back of it is a little smoother than the watercolor paper. And what I'm going to do to steal the back, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a branding stump. this way I can move it a little smoother. Okay, this is good enough. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna flip it back to the front. See, we say front. And this side, it has a red line. We're gonna trace it onto this watercolor paper. So we're going to see where you want the painting is going to be. You still can move it up and down for the compositions. So I'm going to put it right here. That's good. Now put the tape on the watercolor paper. And what I'm going to do, this time I'm going to use a pencil. So I will see this is a 4B pencil. I'm going to have something a little bit harder. This one is look better. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to trace over the same location as the red line. Let's take a look what we get. Let's have some good pencil suggestions on the back, and then I'm going to trace there. Using a little harder pencil for this step of tracing on the watercolor paper over the red line it make more sense because pressure down the over the other side of the pencil layer onto the paper better than a soft pencil, because soft it doesn't have enough force to push the. So there's a mark over here. This is you can trace over because there's no pencil mark on the other side. Okay, I think this is pretty good now. We can start the painting. But before you start painting, you might want to do a couple adjustments on the drawing. So for example, over here, that's supposed to be correct the shape a little bit better. Over here. Like this, better. So the tracing will help you in tremendously. Like when you still have to struggle with the drawing skill, but it doesn't really necessary to have that to stop you from having fun. Okay, I think this is good. That is a little bit softer over there. Okay, that's good. Let's start the painting. But before we start the painting, we want to do a little practice of the technique we're going to use, which is scratching. And let's see, this is the size of the painting. So I'm going to just do it on the side over here, which is we're not going to be included in the painting. I'm going to do a little testing. Just going to use mix a brown color really quickly. I'm going to get some red color in here, and I'm going to get some yellow colors really quickly. So that's how we're going to mix the color really fast. Okay, let's put it here. So assuming this is the color, and we can have another color here, so we can try the technique of scratching. Okay, I have a knife over here. So this is kind of wet, okay, and I'm gonna try the scratching when it is wet, a little drier, and completely dry to see how it's gonna look. So I'm gonna blow the air on this side, make it really, really dry, faster. So when we finish this part, it will be ready. So it still have some moisture on the top. So let's see. This is how it look when you push that, scratch the colors from the top. That's a scratching. And what I'm most likely going to use it's gonna scratch after it dry. So I'm gonna see this is already dried. All you're gonna do, you have to persistently, but it's not, you don't want to push it too hard, because push too hard, it maybe cut the paper. It's just what you're gonna do is just try to scratch the surface of the paper, which is where the paint stayed. Okay, so this is more look like the scratch you're gonna need for especially those hair that you're gonna use this scratch after you dry. Okay, that will look like that. And this is close to dry, and that you can only can do very little when it's just like almost dry. But this side already dry, totally dry, and then use really sharp area. This is how you scratch and return some really hard edge line, white line for the shape. This is very good technique for to create a look of the fur. And one more thing I want to say is, if you want to use scratch will be the last thing you're gonna do. After scratching, and you cannot put the color back to the scratch area. We're gonna focus on doing the face first, and maybe at the same time I can do the dark area outside. I'm gonna leave the clothings next, and then the last part is scratching. But I already have the space that I'm gonna leave it white, so just don't get into those space. Okay, starting from the very dark area. That's the top. I'm gonna get a little red. I mix the color as I go. I'm gonna coming down over here, have some brown color, more like more red, more yellow into here. Got more red and got more yellow, and then I get in here more red colors. More red, and make sure I get enough water. I'm gonna start coming down from here and then coming in. Because that's still wet, so the colors merge together very nicely. I'm gonna keep going really quickly. We have a deadline to catch. Okay, get more red. And some coming here. The speed is very important if you want to use the effect that you want. If you get it slow and the color getting dry, and that's not going to be work as the way you wanted it. I'm adding quite a bit of layers on the paper as I have it going. I know I'm going to lifting off pretty soon to return some of the color, make it a little lighter. There's some combination of technique we use all the time. Coming in here. Okay, need a little bit more red colors. Okay, here you go. There you go. There's some highlight over here. I want to keep it. So I'm going to paint around the highlight. And I need a little bit more yellow. What are they doing next door?
Leaving.
Okay. It's going to keep. Okay, careful. Okay, keep it going here. And I need some red for the lip. Okay, I'm gonna adding some color, red color right here. Okay. Okay. That color should be have a little bit more brown colors instead of red. Okay, there. Okay. So with that, we're almost good on the space. So I'm going to clean my brush, and I'm going to start do a little lifting technique. So this should be lighter. So I'm going to take some color out. Around the highlight is look a little lighter. So I'm going to do that too. And some here a little lighter. Take it out too. So lifting off technique is really useful for you to take out some of the colors that is not necessary be there. And what about here? Can be a little lighter too. That's good. Can be that a little lighter. We can. Okay. And that's is I'm gonna leave the face alone for a little bit and we'll come back to do more. But before I leave it, and there's some excess paint over here has start accumulating, so we need to take that away because otherwise it's going to doing some effect called background effect. It's gonna be not what we liked to see. Okay, we're gonna come to the other side. On this side, okay. This is dry brush. It can make it look like the fur. It would help a little bit establish. And we're going to use a little lighter colors right here. And a little bit more yellow. Okay. Here you go. A little lighter. To use more water to make the color lighter. Okay, now we're going to continue on the dark color area right here. There you go. Keep in mind this is only the first wash. You still can keep changing after this wash. And let me see what else I can do right now. Is the face area is almost dry, so we'll come back, give you a little bit more time. We'll come back a little bit later. What am I going to do? I'm gonna have some pinky colors on the clothing, and then we're going to start making some the print on the clothing. Okay. Really quickly. If the color already dry, this is much easier. That you don't need to worry about the color will run into the wet area to create something that you're feeling out of control. Let's make it wet first. Okay, that's a little still kind of waiting for to dry. I'm gonna leave some gap over here, so not it get into that area. So this is my painting area. So what I'm gonna do now, when it's still wet, I'm going to start putting some shadow area, and make some. And I'm also going to, depends on how fuzzy you want the color look, and if you want to have it really fuzzy, I'm going to show that to you. And I can take the red color, for example, I'm going to put it right here, the heart right here, and it will look like really fuzzy, more fuzzy than you want. And put some red color right here, and this side getting drier now. This is good. And the zipper right here. Like that. This is good. And the line over here. And I want something, the print, I'm gonna put it right here before it get too dry. And so what other print I want? I want to have some kind of blue niche. Not some two colors get in. It looks a little bit. Oh, they're probably good enough. Probably. What about a little bit more blue? A lot more blue. Just blue, a little kind of purplish colors, a little red here. That's good. Let's have it that. See, it will fuzz really quickly. It will look more as the print of the clothing. It's a heart shape. And on the side over here, I also have other colors, so more like green colors. I'm gonna take this light green colors. Here you go. And some color over here too. Some green color, get a little bit more blue, so right here. And also have other colors, and just purely blue colors. I'm gonna just take that, make it a little lighter, and put it right here. Some color right here, some color right here. They're suggesting that is the print on the clothing. Okay, that should be good enough. And let's come back to the face. You see that now you come back to the face, it's also almost dry. I think my correction is already dry. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna soften it with a bigger brush. Okay. I'm gonna soften the area, and I'm gonna make it wet, soften it. Take a look. Oh, much better. After the first round, after the color dry, you can always come back to soften the area, make it lighter, feel a lot more control. But be a little careful. Can you see the brush that I use? Mm. This is not a small brush. It is a very soft, flat brush. So with this, we're not going to create small texture, but it's make the texture even more uniform if there's any texture on the page. Okay, so I'm going to, if some area should be lighter, you can also use this to lighten some area by lift off some of the color away from the paper. So sometimes you can say the flat brush is kind of a lifesaver in lots of situations. This texture they want, it's just let it go. But can I put some color on? Is absolutely. That is just the reason that we take the color away and put some color in. So this process, you can say, is a correction process. Okay, and the texture much better now. And this technique is very important. Doesn't matter what subject matter you do. If you want to go with the realistic approach, and that will be really interesting. And I'm going to have this even a little lighter, so I'm going to use the big brush, lift that off. So what I'm going to do now, it looks like a little much like a roast rosy cheek over here. So what I'm gonna do is just take a little red colors. Doesn't have to be lots of red, just a little red color, and I can brush from here and in. That would make the color look warmer. At the same time, I'm gonna use just the corner of the brush and put something over here too. Okay, and I don't want to have the red colors too much extended to the inside here, so I'm gonna gradually let it fade into the skin. Okay, and that is good. Okay, now we correct the colors, and now what I'm gonna do, and this process also we use this to rebalance the color. And after this step, you can see the color much easier to control. But some other colors you want to put it back, and then let's wait until it dries, and then we go to the next step. Okay, but over here we can start putting some darker color in the hair now, right? You can do that. And you know this translucent watercolors, you can have layer over layers if your paper can support you do that many times, and it would make the color really dark. And now I'm putting very much the same color that I put in at the first step, but at this time it's double of the darkness because it accumulate layer over another layer. Okay, I'm gonna that is good enough. Okay, yeah, I want that to be darker. And what about on this side? Yeah, you can do the same. Another layer over here. The dry brush can help to create the illusion of some materials like fur, for example. Okay, what we're gonna do now, we want to come back to do something on the face area. Okay, so I'm going to use the small brush. I'm gonna use this round brush. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just have a little bit kind of suggesting this is the hairline. There's some hair coming out here. That's good. Oh, that's good. Now I'm going to start working inside the eye. How about that? There's some little dark colors. I'm going to see. And in the previous step, we used the big brush to reorganize the value and the textures. And that is important because we need to take care of the big things before coming to taking care of the small details. Okay, what I want to do, I want to paint it inside the eyeball. You can say this dark area is the iris. Okay, I'm going to keep that is a dot, the white dot, keep it white. Okay. I'm gonna mix a little darker color. Be careful, you know, you don't want to turn into a green color iris into red or brown. You need to really look into is what color is the iris before you mix the colors. Okay, I'm gonna push the paper flat. I'm gonna start putting the color filled into this area. After you do the left side, you can also do it on the right side. This is that is circled out, so you don't want to paint inside that white dot. Okay, good. Okay. That's good. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come back to this side. First have a little lighter colors, brown colors. This for the upper lid. And how can we make the brown? You know, the three colors. You can make the brown. Just more red, more yellow, and that will be look like brown. So we're gonna draw the line on the upper eyelid. Oh, that's good. Right here. I'm gonna come into the eyebrows. Okay, the eyebrows, and then come down to the nose. Okay, and the nose, and then the mouth here. And I'm gonna add some darker, get some red color here, suggest it, and even draw a little line here. You see that for the lower leg. Okay, what about here? Maybe you see, oh, there's all the lines. You want to keep it there? No, wait, I haven't done yet. So I'm gonna clean my brush. It just leave it a little wet. I'm gonna start just lead the colors blend in, and this side lead the color blend in, and here too lead the color a little bit lighter and lighter this way, and this side too a little lighter colors and going outward. That should be lighter. Okay, good. Like that. And also the nose over here, a little bit lighter over here. It's important to have the base colors already dry, otherwise it would be very easy to disturb. And I'm going to just put some red color here. It looks like this can be a little red. And here too. Now I'm going to use just the clean water just to smooth that around. Okay, that is good. And the eye now look like the eye. It's almost there. And the mouth here, I can smooth that a little bit. Okay. There. Okay, good. So the water can really help you to spread the colors. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna put some darker color on the side here to shape it. Okay, so we can move on to the later step. I don't want the color too thick, so I'm gonna put in a little water to make it a little more easy to blend. Okay, good. And like that. A little bit darker. There's a little darker. Okay. Okay, that should be a little darker. Okay. So you can add the value to it if you want. Okay. And then I can do a little what do you call those?
Eyelash.
Eyelash. You don't want to do it too much. Just enough suggestions. That she has very thick eyelash. That's good. Maybe there's too much on this side. I'm gonna just soften it. Let go of that. And inside the eye over here, I'm going to have a bit of gray color to it, because in here it's not exactly white. As you see close enough, it's have like some kind of blue colors. So I'm going to put it in here. Have a little softer. Okay, the same thing on this side. Otherwise, the white would pop so much, you don't like it. And the top over here. We also do the same thing for the eyelid. The top over here. It's just that. Okay. And maybe a little dark colors right here. Should be. A little dark purple colors, put it right here. So almost there. We need a little transition color here, and I'm gonna use a big brush. And maybe this one is glazing over the dry layer. So it looks like just need a little bit more red right here. So I'm gonna just glaze the red colors on top. You can think about that is you already have all the colors underneath over here, and maybe at some area just need a little more blue or red or yellow, for example. You just glaze that colors in the areas. You don't need to have all the three colors together again, because I already have the colors right there. Okay. Okay. Here you go. Now I'm going to remove some if it's overwork. So here, coming down gradually. Right. Need the color coming down here. Okay, that look better. Now, yeah. So big brush is really helpful in the painting process. Here need to be lighter, so I'm gonna just using a corner of the big brush and just take out that color to make it a little lighter. And also here need to be a bit lighter, and I just try to soften it to make it a little lighter. But that may be too much, make it look like you're crying. So I'm going to come back here to soften that colors. There you go. And I'm going to stop here. I'm going to start coming to wrap up the painting. And what I'm going to do before I go to scratching, because I need to be everything dry before I start the scratching process. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a little suggestions of this, of the zipper. I'm going to do the suggestions here, draw it a little bit better with the color, and that's the shape of the zipper right here, like this. And a little darker red colors inside here. Good. The better suggestions now, and this is the. That's good. A little darker color in here. It's coming in the outside here.
No noises.
Okay. I'm going for the hand over here. I'm going to suggest a little bit, and then a little suggestions of the clothing folding. Okay. Over there. So what we're gonna do now, since it's still inside here, still kind of a little moisture, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna paint it a little bit of shadow shading on the fur over here, and I'm gonna wait until it dried along with the face. So a little bit here, bit here. A little bit here. Look at brown, a little bit brown colors on this side. Okay. Put it here. Put it here. Gonna soften this a little bit. Okay. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leave it alone for a few minutes. I'm going to come back after it dries. Now the painting already dried. Let's do the scratching. Let me have the photograph. My reference right here. First, let's do it onto the face. You can rotate the painting around if you feel that make you feel more comfortable. Let's see. This process is very crucial. If you destroy it, you destroy it forever. You cannot get it back. Okay, so be a little careful. Be patient. It requires lots of patience. Okay, getting there. Right, I'm gonna have a little curve. You don't have to do exactly what the photo reference look. You always can change something if you wanted to. But when some feeling that you have in it from the artwork, you might want to try to capture that feeling. Let's try. I want to try a different knife. If you have a different knife, to see which knife it works better for this technique. Careful, you are scratching the surface. You're not cutting the paper, okay? If you're feeling you're cutting into the paper, stop. Okay, like this. And the last thing, I'm probably going to also give a little suggestions. A little more suggestions. It's too much here. Okay, the suggestions. Where's that coming from? Here. Okay, they're probably too dark. Kind of soften it if you can. I'm going to add a little texture here. Maybe a little, look like a see-through space here. Here I have a little kind of blue colors here. Okay, that's it.